In today's video, we'll be talking about the Leopard 2A4M in the German tech tree. This comes in at 11.7 and is rank 7. And I prepared a little cinematic, so I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little cinematic. It's definitely very fun to make. I really enjoyed it, but I'd love to know what you guys think. I had fun making it. I really enjoyed it. But if you guys like those, don't like those, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to do more of them if you guys enjoy them. So yeah, anyways, we are talking about the Leopard 2A4M can today, which is an 11.7 rank 7 premium in the German tech tree. I believe it retails around $70 US, if I remember correctly. It's armed with a 120mm cannon, fires KEW, which is very interesting. Instead of firing DM43 or 53, it does fire KEW. Buildability is pretty good. The armor is definitely very solid. All around the tank is great. But in this video, I was going to go over more some of my strategy and gameplay while I'm playing the vehicle, instead of just boring you guys with statistics about the vehicle and everything. So pretty much my idea for playing this Normandy map, I was playing it actually a little bit differently than I normally do. I usually like to go towards the mid, where some of the craters are, and kind of between B and C cap usually. But this time I decided to play a little bit more on the outskirts, more towards the map border, and I chose this little position where these houses are because I want to have cover on the right side so I didn't get blind fired on the right over here where I'm looking. And then I also had decent cover that I could back down into right here. One downside is there is a lot of brush, so a lot of times they'll see you before you can see them. Thermals help compensate for a lot of that though. And with this map layout, it was a little bit interesting. I probably would have preferred playing this position had there been a C cap, but since we were playing with just a and B cap, it was a little bit more useless, honestly, being up here. I probably should have been either defending our base or trying to push their base a little bit more aggressively. But in the end, it ended up working okay. We have another target there. Take him out. And I believe we're up to 3 kills already. Now 4. So we're doing pretty good, and pretty much I'm trying to keep our guys that are on our front line. I want them to be able to keep moving up forward as they need to, so I wanted to kind of keep a flank and a blind side on these guys where they're not expecting it and everything. And most people don't usually expect people to be in this little corner unless they're a pretty decent player that understands where people want to play. From here I end up starting to push up a little bit further. I wanted to get a little bit closer to spawn. I didn't want to spawn camp them. I just wanted to keep them from being able to push any further, and there's not much else I could do while I'm sitting back here. As you can see, we are riding like the map borderline. So if you go too far, you will go into the kill zone. But as you can see, we are like way past the POC. Here's another target here. And you get done with him. We are way past the POC, and for those of you that don't know what the POC is, it's a term at least that I usually use a lot myself. I don't know if anybody else uses it, but POC means point of contact, which is pretty much your center line of the entire map. So most maps will have a center line, and they're kind of divided into very similar looking sides, not always. And the POC line is going to be about exactly halfway, which is your point of contact. So it's where you're most likely going to contact the enemy. If you go across a POC line, you're going to most likely encounter a lot more enemies, and they're not only going to be in front of you, they're also going to possibly be behind you. Now, if you're behind a POC, in theory, every enemy should be in front of you. But what you can do is, if you're trying to pull flanks and stuff like that, you can go behind a POC line, and people don't really know what to do because they're not expecting you to be there, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't expect anybody to be there, but you'll kind of see that in these 3 games. We actually played behind the POC line, I believe, in all 3. Yeah, right now we're just kind of getting to the point where we're starting to push their spawn a bit, so there's not a lot else we can do. We can kind of wait by their spawn, or we can push their spawn, or we just wait and draw people out. It's either option, but there's not much else we can do here. This was honestly a fairly quick game. I did end up dying a few times after what I guys show you, and took out some other vehicles, but I mostly just want to focus on the Leopard 284M today, so I won't be showing those. Somebody's invulnerable over there. Let's this SRV here. Get rid of him. I believe there's a guy over here, and that Abrams honestly scared the crap out of me. So next map, we are on, what's this, Battle of Hürtgen Forest, I believe. What we're trying to do is we're already past the POC line. If you can see, we're between column 4 and 5, going into column 3 and 4. We know there's an area over down south of us, as Boomy just died to him. And I'm also communicating with Boomy and stuff during most of these games, so a lot of this commentary is afterwards and what I was thinking during the game. So if you guys enjoy it, cool. If not, please let me know. I'd love to know what you guys think, what you like, what you didn't like. I really want to try and make the best content for you guys possible and tailor it to what you guys need. So we find the area here. He's kind of hiding behind this bunker, and unfortunately, in the position he's at, it is very hard to get a shot on him, at least a good kill shot. I can't hit his ammo in his turret, and it's too far forward to hit him in the chassis to be able to do anything. If I was going to do this little section over again, I would have re-aimed for the front section where the ammo was the first time, instead of wasting like 5 rounds on him. Because I realized later he had ammo stored in the front the whole time that I should have paid attention to. But another interesting thing about this position here is you're looking almost directly into their spawn. Do I condone spawn camping? No. We also get hit in the back of the turret, and I'm very, very surprised we survived that. I'm going to be entirely honest. I can't remember what hit us. I believe it was either a clickbait or a 2S38. Very surprised we survived that. I do not condone spawn camping. It kind of happens sometimes, especially if you're fighting over POC line. You'll be dealing with kind of spawn camping people a lot of times by accident. Most of the time you don't even mean to. But Boomy points out that there's somebody behind the bunkers over here. I know there's nothing I can really do about it just because of where they're at, but it helps me stay aware that they're there. That's another thing I'd recommend. If you guys have friends to play with them, and practice communicating a lot. Like, we were overly communicating everything. Anytime we saw a target, we would let the other person know where it is, what they're doing, what it is, and where they're either going or what they might do next. So I see another guy here. It looks like he's repairing, so I'm going to pop another shot. It looks fine. If you notice, his breach and turret and 2 other crew members were taken out, so he was pretty much just a sitting duck. I'm going to call Gonna call RD on these guys over here just to either distract them or also help spot them on the map, because if the RD hits them, it should spot them. I hear another engine behind me. Notice this clickbait just wandering about. And that's another thing with, like I've mentioned a few times, when you're behind a POC line, targets can be in front of you, to the side of you, or even behind you. So you have to try and really be aware of all sides when stuff is happening. So I notice he pokes over the ridge, take out the 2S38, and then we're chilling in a good spot. And the clickbait, and it looks like an area, also got back over there. Probably the same guy that we dealt with earlier. Notice he's over there, he takes out Boomy, and then I just am trying to focus on these guys because I assume the area is somewhere else because he doesn't have direct shots on me. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead right now. I notice the RDF LT right here. There's a different colored bush that I can see, and that's how I knew where he was. I turn over here and I notice the STRV is dealing with somebody over there. As you can see, the shots hitting next to him. I see a lot of machine gun fire, and so I'm wondering what it might be. I'm assuming it's either the area or the clickbait. And then the clickbait kills the STRV 122, so that confirms that the clickbait is over there. I see a little bit of engine smoke back here, which is what leads me to believe that the area is there, as the clickbait that's on the right is the only one that would have been able to have a shot on the SRV, since the area is down low. So I see the engine smoke again, so I know he's still alive, so he's most likely sitting there either repairing or waiting for me to make a wrong move. Which, unfortunately, I do actually make a wrong move in this. And then we see the Abrams. Let's see if we can get a good shot. Nailed it. Beautiful shot. I also hear Panzer over here to my right. I want to see if I can help deal with him. Bad shot, hits the power system, get a kill assist at least. Kubi ends up taking the kill anyways, so. And I notice... Sorry, I don't notice, but I'm wanting to try and keep an eye out on the area. I see him finally poke over. This is a dumb move. I poked out. I knew I shouldn't have. I still poked out anyways, and it got me killed. So looking back, I should have waited that out and seen what would happen. Now on this map, this is Sands of Sinai. What we're going to do is we're going to go up this route here, and I want to get to this point here on the map because it gives a good cross shots over between B and C. It helps me guard A and B and then try and prevent anybody getting to C. It locks down their left spawn, and I can keep tabs on their right spawn if I can hold that position well and I have people backing me up at A and B. So we're going to scoot right along. We just start cresting the hills. Sometimes you'll get a few cross shots, and you can see here there's a few shots. We get a lot of people going through to A through here too. We keep pulling up. I wanted to go kind of medium here. I don't want to go too high. I believe somebody's in here. I get a very lucky shot. And our Alkali is still alive, so we're good. But I want to go low here because I don't want to go to the right because there's a lot of people over by C that can crossfire you. So I want to go low. Do notice the Panzer Battalion gets taken out though, which is not super good. There's another 2A4M ahead of me, so I can kind of see what kind of force he's getting thrown at him while he's sitting up here, so that helps me know in advance what I might have to deal with. So he ends up dying to a Challenger DS, which is not something that I totally expected, especially at 11-7. But I noticed a Lavat over here. He's trying to deal with one of our guys, take out him. And there's also another guy behind him. Couldn't quite tell what it was. We should get another shot. Looks like a Roycat. So I take out this Roycat, and I can hear people to my left, so I want to make sure I'm looking towards them so they know that I'm aware of their position and that they don't try and overextend too much, and it could end up getting me killed if I don't pay attention. Now I can't actually tell exactly what this is in the moment, and I don't want to overextend because I'm worried about over pushing into this rock and then getting into too close of a brawl with them. Could you play aggressive with it? Probably, but I was worried about it. And this was also an awkward situation because somebody's sitting behind that rock. Normally you don't want somebody there, but since somebody's sitting behind that rock, it makes it very difficult to be able to do anything else. Because if I turn to the right and I shoot, then they have between 6.5 and 7 seconds that they could pop out and get a shot on me. If I try and sneak a shot to the one guy, end up missing the shot. I noticed that the DS is still sitting there, and he took a shot at one of my other guys, and then I look at the mini-map, and there's 2, 3, 4 people there, all sitting in their spawn. So I pop a shot at the T-80, T-72B3, I can't tell. I notice the Abrams is right in front of us, and so we're going to try to get shots on him, very possibly, but the guy's still rocking back and forth on the rock, and so I'm like, well, I don't really know what to do. Somebody drops bombs, we end up being fine, we get out unscathed. I'm going to back up, try and lure him out at all I can. Looking back on this situation, I probably could have been a little bit more aggressive, tried to bait some shots, tried to get him to pull out and overextend, get a little too cocky. This shot on the Abrams was decent. We took out his gunner, so he has a few seconds he has to replace, and then he'll be able to fire with his commander and everything. But this, we'll probably trade with the Abrams here. We'll see if we can get him to poke out at all, and we end up trading with each other. Unfortunate, but sometimes that's what has to happen. So that is all for now, but I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and also leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think, whether you guys want more content like this, or if you guys think it should be a little bit different. I really want to know what your guys' opinion and feedback is, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I will see you guys on the battlefield. Bye for now.